Hi there BookTube, it's Eleanor here, and today I'm going to do a book haul. I've accumulated quite a lot of books as usual. Let's get into the haul. The first book that I want to show you is the book that came in my Once Upon a Book Club pick for this month, and I haven't opened it or read the things yet, so these are all the little gifts you get with it, which are beautifully wrapped every time, and they come with the page number that you open them on, so I look forward to opening them at the time of reading it. And this book is one that totally missed my radar, but I'm really pleased actually that it came. It's called Rebel Spy by Veronica Rossi. So this is about a girl called Franny who it's set in the 1700s, I think 1776, and she sort of knows about these wars between England and its colonies. She lives in the Grand Bahama Island, and then there's this shipwreck and a young woman is floating, and she decides to escape her sort of abusive household and to smuggle herself on the rescue ship as if she is this person. She takes on their identity. She confides in someone on the trip back, and they help her to sort of learn the ways of a lady. And when she gets back, I think she ends up spying. I don't know who for, but I think it's interesting and I'm intrigued, and I like the look of these gifts, so I'm excited. I'm definitely going to give this a go. It's hopefully going to be one that I like, and yeah, definitely one that I wouldn't have necessarily picked up on my own. So that's the great thing about book boxes, when you don't know what you're going to get. I recently read a graphic novel volume 1 of a book called Skyward, which I absolutely loved. It's basically about a time where gravity has changed on Earth, and so everyone sort of floats, and when it initially happened, loads of people just sort of floated and left Earth and died, and then they've you know, this is sort of 20 years later now, and things have been sort of manufactured. So some people live on the ground wearing these sort of gravity boots that keep them on the floor, and some people live sort of halfway up and sort of float about and things. I loved it, and so I bought myself volumes 2 and 3 to read, so I'm going to be picking these up tonight and reading them because I can't wait. So I'm looking forward to that. We did our book exchange, myself and Janet and myself and Tracy. I was very kindly sent Head Over Heels by Hannah Orenstein. This is about a gymnast. She manages to get, I think she's heading for the Olympics. There is something happens and she just loses it and she doesn't get onto the Olympic team. We then fast forward 7 years later. She's broken up from her sort of you know, world-class popular football playing boyfriend. She's moved home to Massachusetts, and she agrees to help coach another Olympic hopeful with a coach at maybe her old high school or somewhere like that, or her old gym. And I think it sort of sparks memories. There's a romance in here, and I just think it sounds really interesting, and I love the idea of having it set around gymnastics. Another one that was very kindly sent was Thunder Girls by Melanie Blake. I know that Tracy read this, and I think she said, you know, if you like oh, what's it called now, by Taylor Jenkins Reid, Daisy Jones and the Six. Oh, I know I get there eventually. She said I'd really like this one. It says the Chrissy, Roxanne, Carly and Anita, an 80s pop sensation, outselling and outclassing their competition until it all comes to an abrupt end and 3 of their careers are over along with their friendship. 30 years later, their old record label wants the band back together for a huge money-making concert, but the wounds are deep and some need this gig more than others. In those decades apart, life was far from the dream that they've been living as members of the Thunder Girls. Breakdowns, bankruptcy, addiction and divorce played a constant part in their lives. They've been to hell and back, and some of them are still there. Can the past be laid to rest for a price, or is there more to this reunion than anyone could possibly know? While they all hunger for a taste of success a second time around, someone is plotting their downfall in the deadliest possible way. Yeah, sounds brilliant. I was also very kindly sent this one, Recipe for Persuasion by Sonali Dev. I mean, what more could you ask for? This is about cooking and a celebrity show where a chef is joined up with a celebrity chef, and they have to join. It's called Cooking with the Stars, which I'm assuming is a bit like Dancing with the Stars, and it just sounds brilliant. I heard about this next book on someone's channel and I just thought it sounded brilliant. It's called The Stationery Shop of Tehran by Marjan Kamali. This has been sort of compared ever so slightly to things like Kite Runner and A Thousand Splendid Suns by Khaled Hosseini, and yeah, I'm really interested in reading this one. I've heard it's set in a bookshop. It's about two people that sort of meet each other through that, and the relationship that forms in this sort of stationery shop, which I just think's great, and it's set in Tehran, which is somewhere I don't know much about. So tick 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 tick. I've been meaning to pick up this one for ages. I loved Princess Jellyfish, a manga series, and I've been looking to sort of dabble again. I picked up Food Wars last month and it wasn't working for me, so I thought, well, why don't I just pick up another series by the same person who wrote Princess Jellyfish. So this is Tokyo Tariba Girls by Akiko Higashimura, and this is volume 1. I'm going to give it a go and see what I think. This is about a group of sort of 20 somethings or 30 somethings, 30 somethings living in Tokyo and sort of finding their way. So hopefully I'm going to enjoy this as much as I did Jellyfish Princess. Next is one I picked up for myself. It's called The Hookup by Kristen Callahan, and this just sounded right up my street from the books that I've been reading recently. This is about a boy and a girl. One of them is an athlete. He's a football player. Is he a football player? Yeah, the star quarterback. And he's got a bit of a reputation. The girl doesn't want anything to do with him. Something happens. They have a one-night stand, or she wants to treat it as a one-night stand, but he doesn't want to. He's really into her. I'm hoping it's going to be sparks flying, you know. Fingers crossed. The next book is one that I've been hearing great things about, and I had to buy it even though it's only out in hardback at the moment, and that is called Stay Gold by Toby McSmith. This is about Pony, who at his last school received too much attention for coming out as transgender and just wants to sort of fly under the radar for his senior year at a new school. And this is about him and a girl and a relationship that forms between the two of them. She is called Georgia, and she is a cheerleader, but she also wants to keep a lower profile, and so she's promised she's not going to date anyone, and then yeah, sparks fly between these two, and I've just heard brilliant things about it. The final book that I picked up secondhand, but it's one that I just really want to get to at some point. It's called This Book is Overdue, How Libraries and Cybrarians Can Save Us All by Marilyn Johnson. As I say, this is a second-hand copy, but I don't mind second-hand copies. And I just thought it sounded interesting. It says, those who predicted the death of libraries forgot to consider that in the automated maze of contemporary life, none of us, expert and hopelessly baffled alike, can get along without human help. And not just any help, we need librarians, the only ones who can save us from being buried by the digital age. This book is overdue is a romp through the ranks of information professionals, from the blunt and obscenely funny bloggers to the quiet, law-abiding librarians gagged by the FBI. These are the pragmatic idealists who fuse the tools of the digital age with their love for the written word and the enduring values of free speech, open access and scout badge quality assistance to anyone in need. And I just think it sounds brilliant, so I'm going to be giving this one a go just when I need something non-fiction to read. So that's some of the books that I've picked up recently. Have you read any of these? What are your thoughts on them? I'm really looking forward to getting to all these, as always. And oh, a breeze has just come in. It's so hot today, and I'm not equipped, and our houses are not equipped in England for heat. There's no air conditioning units. We've only got fans blowing hot air around, and there's no fan in here at the moment, so whew, I made it through, didn't sweat too much, and there's a breeze, so that is nice. Anyway, I shall leave you here before I have a chance to sweat too much, and I look forward to speaking to you soon. Bye for now, BookTube.